idea of all time. It's the worst idea of all time. It's the worst idea of all time. Season 2.
Nickelodeon.
Hello. Welcome along to the worst idea of all time. Episode 16. If the movie is a human being, it is coming of age.
Yeah, you can legally have sex with that
In New
podcast
Zealand.
In New Zealand.
We're not saying you should.
Most of America. Oh, who's that?
It's not a target.
Because no one knows. You're not in the room.
Who's that third voice you hear at the moment? Oh, it's actually someone's coming in and out a little bit. So hold your shit properly, gentlemen, and allow me to introduce two of the single greatest podcasting talents that New Zealand has to offer.
My name is Guy Montgomery.
No, it's not us. I've already introduced us. We are third and fourth.
Wow.
In first and second place, in no particular order, the man that you first heard, let me introduce.
Number one.
Joseph Moore. Ladies and gentlemen, Joseph Moore.
Oh, hello. Hello, gentlemen.
Undeniably number one. Nick, we apologise to you. We have spent
That's all right.
hours poring over these rankings.
And
I'm
don't
very comfortable back here at number 2.
burn.
Ready to
don't
step
burn
up
his
to
first
number
name.
1 in case anything goes wrong.
Don't burn his first name before we've given him a full introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him. You love him. You left your kids at his place one time, and they came back with a little bump on their head and a little bit confused. You thought nothing of it at the time. Guy acted a little bit guilty, if I'm being honest with you, because he had to cover for the fact that Nick had done something a little bit wrong.
They wanted to go down the laundry chute.
And Nick was not prepared to stop them.
Crazy old Uncle Nick was only too happy to enable your kids.
So for the first time ever, can I introduce by his full name? As far as I know it, because I don't know his middle name. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your cool Uncle Nick Sampson. What is your middle name?
The cool uncle of New Zealand comedy.
Why is he an uncle?
Because he let the kids go down the laundry chute. How else is
You're not
going to
related to him.
Dad's not going to do that, is he?
You know how you talk about your friends' kids? Your friend brings a kid around, your crazy old Uncle Joseph. You're not,
Am I?
Yes.
People call me crazy old uncle.
Yeah, you wouldn't know, Joe. You know he's bringing around kids to your house.
Yeah, not like old Uncle
My house,
Nick here.
full of kids. Steady stream of kids.
Up to his knees
In and
them.
out.
That's why they keep getting all these bumps and
I have to have a
bruises.
bouncer with a clicker on the door.
No more than 100 of your nieces and nephews.
All right, before this bucking bronco gets away on us, lads, let's address the elephant in the room. We've just watched.
You're mixing
Sex
your
and the
metaphors
City
all
2.
over the place here.
Well, they're all animals and they're all angry. We've watched Sex and the City 2, Guy and I, for the 16th time. Joseph, I believe, for the 1.5.
1.5. Well,
time.
I half watched it through with my ears. Listen to it? There's a term for that. Listen to it.
Actually, you guys,
How do
hold
you
on.
watch something with your ears? What's that called?
You know how we normally do things like other people do things? Let's do things the opposite to that.
Okay.
Plug your podcast first, and then we'll talk about the movie.
Okay.
Go.
Well, we do a podcast called Cheap Tuesday, where we watch a movie each week and talk about it.
It's
The way
diff-
that you guys do
It's
it.
a different movie though.
But
we
go the puss.
Interesting.
We've really pussied out
Yeah.
and come with a different
and
movie.
go to them at the movies and spend a lot of money.
And that's why you guys are great and little bitches, but still great.
Thank you.
And
It's
This
an
week-
honor to be here. in my
This week
room.
on our one, we went to see Entourage, which I noticed so many similarities between that and this movie that we've just watched now.
Rip in?
Yeah.
Joseph, should we just rip in? Nick, are you ready to compare Entourage to Sex and the City 2? Should we really date stamp this thing and date it horribly by just talking about a movie that's just come
When
out?
they find this one in a time capsule in space, they'll know exactly when we were talking
They'll be
about.
like, bam! Gotcha,
It's
motherfucker!
it's when the Entourage movie came out.
When-
That
Well,
seminal
there are a lot
moment.
of similarities. Definitely, Entourage. Stars for hateful men,
Yeah.
and this movie stars for hateful women.
Do you hate all the guys in Entourage? I remember Entourage being fun, though, as a TV series. Like,
Yeah,
it
but
was
the
fun.
worst kind of fun.
Bad fun.
Bad fun.
What's bad fun? Tell me
No,
more about bad fun.
I reckon I would say Entourage is objectively more fun
Oh, more fun.
than Sex and the City.
But surely that's
So,
just because you're a
then this
bloke,
movie-
mate. It's
but
all
I-
the
no,
girlfriends who are
I
and
don't.
the wives.
I'm
who are
talking about the movie.
loving-
I didn't watch the TV series.
You're right. Of Sex and the City.
No.
Or of Entourage. You watched Entourage.
I watched Entourage.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, but then I enjoyed it in that hindsight of being like, oh god, I wish I didn't watch that.
No, but hold on. Let's time travel. Put yourselves back into the place of well, just you actually, because I'm only talking to Nick right now. Of the moment, did you enjoy Entourage as it was unfolding?
I enjoyed it, and like it was a time when I was sort of coming to know myself a bit better, and I
Enjoyed it as a coming of age tale.
Tell me more.
This is what my life will be like. Now
it
I'm
was
18.
a real like I really.
Now I'll have sex with everyone.
Me and Guy were watching Stand By Me, and you were watching Entourage, and it shaped the human beings we are.
I think
Well, I
though,
mean,
a lot of
there was a
people,
point where I realized that Entourage was terrible.
a lot of people in our
And it was
generation,
really good. It was a really good realization for me.
we started watching Entourage around the same time we started buying shirts with buttons.
I really thought you were going to say masturbating there, because I saw your mouth making an M sound.
I mean, buying shirts with buttons.
Buying shirts with buttons.
Seminal
I hear
stage
ya.
in your life.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, I gotta,
I got a shirt with buttons.
yeah, watch out.
What would that mean? What's happening when you're putting on your shirt
You're
with
on the
buttons?
prowl. You're into town.
Yeah.
You're looking for trouble. Is what you're doing, isn't it?
Isn't it ironic you dress up to get down?
Yeah, isn't that has that ever struck you as just
Isn't life just a topsy-turvy place?
Oh, it's a wonderful thing. Wonderful thing.
Your ups are down, your downs are ups.
But let's not talk about Entourage too much, because
I don't want
the
to.
movie we just saw wasn't Entourage.
Please,
It was
please,
Sex
just
and the
let's
City
stop.
show. So, like, I mean, first of all, first impressions. Nick, I'm going to start with you, even though you've just been talking.
I would say it is, the length. It is ponderously, unavoidably. It is one of the longest things I've ever sat through, and it's not just long in length,
Yes.
although it is that.
Although it is that.
The main way of measuring length.
However,
I didn't realize there are other ways to, but like every scene ends, like every shot, someone will say their line and then the camera will linger on them too long. Like it's the first, this is the block edit that the editor has gone, all right, this is how the film stacks up.
Yeah.
And now I wait for the director to come in and we'll tighten it up.
And
The
then
director
he never came.
Never showed up.
you could drive a truck through the lines, like in between them saying,
Yeah.
There's
Especially
no...
how
Some scenes, some prankster has bloody driven a truck right square through two actors.
Oh yeah, we've told all of our listeners not to watch the movie, so they don't know this. But there's a lot of trucks in the movie where
There's
they
a
drive
lot
them
of
in
scenes where-
between, like Miranda and Carrie. There's a line,
Yeah.
and then a truck, and then
Very
another line.
Literal metaphor.
They'll
It's crazy.
gracefully step aside and the truck will come through.
It's amazing. They
I
didn't
thought
get
there was some
killed.
close calls. Some of the trucks.
Well,
And
you
there
did
was.
see, Joseph, that one scene where a guy gets hit.
And that's how good the stunties are. They make it look
Well,
like
they
it's a close
dedicated
call,
their
but
lives.
It's never really a close call.
And
It's a very
guys-
safe set.
I don't know if you do this every time on the podcast, but I wouldn't feel comfortable going on without just giving a shout out to the family of the stunty who stunty who.
We do that every podcast.
We pour out.
I don't listen to every episode, I'm sorry, so you don't.
We pour out some of our drinks. So we
I
just
believe it was
pour
when
it out here.
Just eat that. Gobble up that mic, Nick. Gobble it up.
I believe it was when Samantha said Lawrence of my labia, and then the truck comes through
Yes.
and hits that extra.
You
Yeah.
got it.
And that
You-
was-
you
They
know
used
the
the Wilhelm scream, I believe.
That's
on the,
correct. Also,
Yeah,
I'm bad at doing the impression, but yeah, you get it.
yeah.
Yeah.
You sounded like a farm animal.
I thought
Well, it's a.
it was
yeah.
odd in the movie how they played it for laughs, though. Because
Yeah,
a real
it's
man
not
died,
often-
and then they kind of cut like to just an individual shot of each woman.
They
Kind of
do a
going,
lot of shit like that, though, Joseph. You may have noticed they use a sitar to very racist and comical effect in the movie as well. They provide a lot of musical cues. You were quick to pick up on this.
Okay, here's the. Are we allowed to just talk about whatever?
Of course,
No,
mate.
absolutely not. Under no circumstance shall we
Okay,
talk
okay.
about
Music-
whatever.
I don't know if you noticed how much whiskey I've had, bro, but I'm pretty sure there's no rules to this one, mate.
Musical cue observation number one.
Hit me.
Whenever Carrie walks,
Yes.
it's like she is magical. For with each step comes a twinkle, that suggests she has. I'm gonna say, fairy godmother powers.
Like a shimmering musical twinkle.
yeah,
What is that called? What is that, like a chimes? Are they chimes?
yeah, a bit of chimes, a bit of ding dong.
Ding dong chimes.
Yeah,
You're supposed to be
The
the music
ding dong
man.
the ding dong is a separate instrument from chimes.
yeah.
What's the ding dong sound like, guy? Real quick.
It sounds similar to chimes.
Give me
That's
your,
why
give me your
it's so
ding dong. Give me
commonly
your best ding
confused.
dong real quick.
Well, actually, ding dong is a bit onomatopoeia. I don't know if you.
The ding.
Hit it.
It's like a crow. You
Let's
know how
hear
a
it.
crow crows?
Yep.
Ding dong, ding dongs.
Let's hear it.
When I say the word ding dong, that is the sound of ding
Oh,
dong.
I'm sorry.
makes.
You're doing it already.
Yes.
Oh, I beg your pardon. I was missing it. It's just so good. You just weave it in.
Anyway, I believe she has mystical abilities. which are not explicitly shown in the
Now,
film.
Joe, let me throw this at you as a little bit of a theory.
Okay.
Do you think those magical abilities exist before or solely after she puts the hat on at the gay wedding?
Oh, before they're there.
So it permeates the entire
She was born.
film.
She was just born with it. You know, you don't. That doesn't. It's not magical shoes. It's not like Mike. You know, like Mike.
I'm
Lil Bow
familiar
Wow
with the
has magic
franchise.
shoes that makes him good at basketball.
Oh, I
it's
see.
not like that. She has a magic. I think she's born like.
Of all of the
in a-
examples you could have picked, I'm glad you went with like Mike.
Thank you.
It's a way to not alienate any person listening to the podcast. Because everyone's seen Like Mike, is what I'm trying to say.
It's a very popular movie.
Everyone saw it.
I think it's pretty clear that when she puts on that headdress thing,
It's called. She refers to it as a hat, but
Well, it's not a-
It's not really.
I mean, a
is it?
hat is to cover your head.
Well, a hat looks like a hat,
It'd be closer to a visor than a hat.
but it's not a visor either because it doesn't cover her eyes.
It's
or-
like a belt for a head.
Your
yeah,
forehead.
it's a crown. Realistically,
Half
Oh,
of
it's a
belt
crown.
for your
Okay.
forehead.
Yeah. When she puts on the crown,
The crown's like a whole belt.
Say that again. What's that?
No, it's just a crown.
there's clearly some sort of foreshadowing happening there. And I kind of feel like it's some sort of curse that like maybe a witch or like an evil gypsy has put like maybe in a gemstone in the crown.
Sure.
That's slowly working its way into her body, causing her to lose control over where she puts her passport.
Yes. Yes, I'm glad you've struck into that.
Which is, of course, the
cut
driving
and thrust.
plot of the movie.
Well, of that act.
It's the one big.
When we're in Abu
it's
Dhabi.
the one time something's goes wrong.
I'm sorry, a plot is when someone does something
Wait.
once, and then at the end of the movie they
Can
come
we-
back to the same spot and just solve that problem. That's what.
A plot
was-
is when a series of seemingly unconnected events happen in a row in a few different locations.
Here's what I'm going to do.
right?
Here's
That's a
what
plot.
I'm going to do, if I may. I'm going to throw it over to you two.
Okay.
To Nick Sampson and to Joseph Moore to explain to me what the plot of Sex and the City 2 is, and you've got limited time to do it. I'm pulling off my wristwatch so I can take care of this. You've got a maximum of 3 minutes, and I want you to describe the movie you've just seen.
Okay.
Because it's an exercise in recall and in brevity of taking something that took over 2.5 hours to watch. I want you to boil it down
Okay.
to 3 minutes. Are you ready?
If you're not familiar with the word brevity, it is to be succinct, you could say. This podcast is brevity in action. I would just like to interject. You have something to say on the matter?
No, but that we will be brief.
Okay.
Wow.
Yes. We're very
Please.
brief. Okay. Oh, shall I kick us
In the
off?
same way that we have not taken much time to define brevity, we demand the same of you.
Gentlemen, your time starts now.
We hear a familiar beat. What's that? Pianos mixed in with drums. Oh, it must be Jay-Z's Empire State of Mind. The song plays as the Warner Brothers and HBO logos play on screen. But are they normal logos? No, they sparkle. Sparkle with diamonds. Why? Because we are not in our world. We are in the world of New York, where the girls of Sex and the City 2 live. All right, Nick, you keep it going.
Hey, it's Carrie. What's up? It's me right now in 2011, but also way back in the 80s. I was a lot different, but still the same. Hey, we're all mates. Anyway, my friend who presumably is in the
Hello.
is in the TV
Hello.
series is getting married.
Hey,
Oh, hello.
I'm a man standing on a desert.
Oh, wait a minute. I have to go to a gay wedding quickly.
Okay, you quickly
Can I
go.
go? Can I go
Can I? Okay.
Can I just put your phone down for a second?
Yes.
I'm going to go to this wedding
Okay.
and comment
Where are you
over and over and over how
Hold
gay
on.
this wedding
Shush.
is.
We're summing up the movie. Real
Hold
brevity.
on.
like.
I'm at the wedding. Okay.
Okay.
Gay. This is a very gay wedding. This is a very gay wedding.
hello,
This is a very
welcome
gay
to
wedding.
the wedding. I'm a stereotype.
This is a very gay wedding. I feel like I've said how gay the wedding is.
Oh,
I'm going to leave now.
Okay.
Right. Back. Hello. Oh.
You're still there. How was the wedding?
Gay. So what are you up to?
Oh, well, I'm standing in the desert and I'm shooting the poster for a movie that we all.
Oh, shooting a poster for a movie. That
Yeah,
sounds like a normal thing to have to do.
We don't have
in a
green
desert.
screen, you see,
Well,
in our
I don't
studio.
even know what that is, so I don't know why you bring that up.
I digress. You digress.
Well,
Someone digress.
Well, we're all digressing. My friends are going crazy.
Hey, careful with your passport.
Shall I come to Abu Dhabi?
Oh yeah. I'm a step ahead. You quickly come to Abu Dhabi, and then, but when you're here, be careful about your
I
passport.
feel like you've done too much talking. You're barely in this movie. Hey, we're in
Bye.
Abu Dhabi.
Oh, this plane was magnificent.
Oh, look at all this food.
Look at all these penises.
Where's my passport?
You dropped it.
No, actually, they never mentioned that.
Oh, there's your passport.
I'm worried about my nanny's breasts.
Hey, they sure are big.
Let's go. This is a camel toe. Hey, we should leave now.
Hey, I'm a nice gentleman walking down the street. You want to smooch?
Okay, but then I'm gonna tell my husband about it. He's gonna be sad in a big building.
Oh, hey, it's Carrie's husband here. What you got? You got smooching, any old man?
Wow, you weren't doing it. You were too busy watching your films, black
I
and
lo-
white and otherwise.
You know I love black and white movies. That's
And time.
that
Well
3
done,
minutes?
Jen.
God,
Well,
that
it was
felt
either
like
3 or
forever.
4. I don't know. I'm not wearing my digital watch.
I gotta say, because virtually no one who's listening to this has seen Sex and the City 2. What you just listed, it's just devolved into a series of buzzwords that you remembered from like.
I don't know. I thought they did a good job.
I feel kind of broken after this movie.
I
to be
feel like they
honest.
kind of.
It's
I
one-
feel like if you
It's a
listen back
good
to that,
summary of the film.
That was like 1 a.m, right?
yeah, I know it's one of them.
That was.
Very-
It is.
No,
I'm
it is.
very
No,
tired.
it's-
I just said that
it's
was.
way after 1 in the morning.
What's
It's
that?
like closer to 2.
Okay.
It's 20 to 2 a.m.
It's not important what
Look.
the hour is.
Did we miss anything?
No, absolutely not. I mean, the one thing that you missed was that you ran out of time to quickly resolve the one issue in the film, which is that, as you pointed out, Carrie smooches a guy she sees in the souk, which is an Abu Dhabi marketplace where you buy spices and leave your passport and buy shoes at. And then it's fine.
Yeah, they solve
sort it out.
They
She
go
gets
back
a
there.
diamond
It's
ring
there.
out of it, for Christ's sake. It's totally fine.
I've had stuff going missing in a marketplace.
What do you have missing?
An ice cream salesman stole my wallet in Kuala Lumpur.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, fucking how about
No, you know
that?
what? But that's life, you know. And I went back and it was gone.
Here's some notes that I took.
That's a real story. Make that into a movie, guys. Was that
well,
feature
it'd probably
film?
be a more engaging film than Sex and the City 2.
What else did you get up to in Kuala Lumpur?
I went to the swimming pool.
That sounds like a pretty.
Hold on, we got a
encouraging-
sequel in the works.
Yeah, don't waste it all in one movie.
No, the first
There's
one
lots
is you
of
losing
stories.
the wallet.
It's
Second
a
one is you going
saga.
to a pool. Here are the
a
notes.
real-time movie of you going to the swimming pool and then losing your wallet at the market.
Real time.
I paid $25,000 to see
You're
that
an
happen.
idiot. You're a fool, guy. You're
Yeah,
crazy.
well, that's why people like you never gonna own a house.
All
man.
right, here are the notes that I've taken through the course of the film. Number 1, why has no one called Big JJ? He announces
This is
his
his
name
this
at the
is his
wedding
name.
as John James. John James Preston.
What about Big J?
Big J's even better than JJ.
Nah, then you're wasting a whole J. That's crazy talk. If you got 2 J's consecutively as an option, that is pretty much the angle you should be pursuing in your name. I always thought as a child JJ was one of the coolest
It really is a.
nicknames you could get. Those are 2 8-point consonants. 1, 2.
What are you talking about? 8 points.
Scrabble.
Oh, right. Jesus. All right.
There's a 16.2 letter
You
name.
can't use proper nouns in Scrabble, though, my friend.
You actually can a new version of Scrabble.
Fuck off.
Yeah,
can
man.
you?
Yeah, it's one of the new.
There's like a classic rule, though.
Nah,
What? There's no longer Scrabble
You
at that
sound
point.
like my granddad.
you can play
Tony.
like Beyonce and stuff.
That is bullshit.
You can play as Beyonce. Comes
Yeah.
with a whole.
That's no longer
Kit.
Scrabble.
Well, no, it's dress ups, but
Yeah, if you play as Beyonce, you don't have time for Scrabble.
Scrabble night at my house is
You gotta leave
Beyonce
and go to
Scrabble.
rest.
it's a very immersive experience if you play as Beyonce.
Here's my second
You
note.
inherit her entire career, which is
Did
a
you
lot
know-
of responsibility.
No, IMDb won't tell you about this about the movie. Guy and I will because we've seen it 16 times now. Did you know that in one scene in the film in Abu Dhabi in the hotel they swapped out Tilda Swinton for Cynthia Dixon or Nixon? Can't remember the name of the actress.
feel
You guys
like-
really got caught up on this moment.
Yeah.
We've
She
noticed
kind
it
of
every
looked
week.
like Tilda
No. Well, this is.
But she kind of looks like her for the whole movie. I don't know why this
But
scene.
especially when she's not wearing makeup.
Well, it's not even anything to do with especially. The fact of the matter is, it was a failed viral marketing attempt by Michael Patrick King and SJP, who was an executive producer on the movie. Is they got Tilda Swinton for a cameo, and they said, Tilda, we want to do something different with it. We want it to be organic. We want it to be viral. We're going to put you in the movie as one of the characters.
People saying viral in 2011.
Yes,
Absolutely. Constantly.
That's how we know. Really saying 2010. That's when
Is that when the movie
that's when it started. Anyway, Tilda, you know what she's like. She's really into virality, really into online currency, really into monetizing, content. She said yes, they did it. No one knows to this day. We're lifting the lid. It's a hidden cameo. One of the only hidden cameos in the history of Hollywood.
The third note I've written on my hand appears to be the word runneling, which last time I checked isn't a word. Runalling. What do you think I was trying to communicate to myself? Runnalina?
It's impossible to say, mate.
I would
It
like
is.
to talk about the fact that Mr. Big is colorblind.
Well, then please. Take us away.
So, Mr. Big, one of his great character traits is that he likes to watch black and white movies.
Which
But
is
then-
such a vague thing, right? It's
Yeah, it's. He's like, I love black and white movies.
like
Why?
that's a lot of movies. That's
And you gotta immediately go, why? 'Cause
You gotta
we're
ask
not-
the question.
On the whole, not very good.
You got to dig in there.
That was before we'd really mastered how to do movies.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of those don't have audio. You're
You
a fan
gotta
of
dig
audio,
around.
Mr. Big?
Yeah. He likes the movies, not the talkies.
But then later on, caught watching Deadliest Catch.
Yeah.
So then my theory is that, yeah, he's colorblind. He can't tell if a movie's black and white. He just says everything's black and white. Sometimes he's right.
Well, Nick, I hate to throw salt in your game, but maybe he likes more than one thing. Maybe he likes black and white movies and Deadliest Catch.
No, I think he likes anything where he knows it's a black and white movie. Because there's a certain style he can get from watching an old
as a
black and white
colorblind
movie.
person, color movies confuse him.
Yeah, they make him...
They haven't catered for the colorblind audience.
He's like, I
Whereas
can't pay
black and white
attention
movies
to the
totally
plot.
have.
You
I'm
can't
trying to-
tell who's the sun, who's the sky.
This would explain how he's lost so much money on the stock market, because when stocks go up, they go green, and when stocks go down, they go red.
Yes.
But if he was colorblind, then he's just seeing numbers moving in a direction.
And he's just throwing money
he's-
in every which direction.
He's got to pick a punt. So like he is buying up stocks that have risen dramatically, and he's selling stocks that have fallen spectacularly.
Yeah, he also has no internal compass. He constantly thinks he's upside down.
Yeah.
He's
Well, because he sees the arrows on the stock
confusing
market
man.
and does not. Those make no sense to him at all.
Right.
And nor do numbers.
So he is a dyslexic,
What's,
devoid of any internal direction.
numbers to
or
him are just kind
compass
of
man.
bouncing shapes.
He has no perception of color.
He is an early prototype of a trading android. The US government made about 50 prototypes for
But they
stock
forgot,
market trader.
they forgot not to program them to love.
Yeah.
What,
But he can
they forgot
fuck.
to program this one to love.
But he can
he
fuck
shows
like no
literally
one's
no
business.
affection to his wife.
So let me
throughout
just
the
Shows
entire
as much
film.
affection as a prototype stock market android computer.
let me take a bit of
Can
stock
show.
here.
A
Human-
colorblind stock market.
We're saying that my man
Technology wasn't
JJ
involved.
Big is a government fuckbot. Am I on board
No,
so
no,
far?
he's a stock bot
He's a stock boy. He's
who
not a fuck
happens
bot.
to be naturally gifted at fucking.
He's a stock bot with a heart.
He was
He's
like
the only one of the assembly line that they forgot to turn the emotive programming off.
Oh, so this is very
But
Johnny
even that,
Five all
even
of a sudden. I'm
at,
loving
even
it.
at his full emotion, he is. He doesn't register on the human scale. Like he still seems like a robot to us.
Yeah.
Which is why it's weird that he gifts his wife a ring after she cheats on him.
He's just guessing.
Now, gentlemen, there's
Can
a...
I just say before we kind of stay, I
just
feel like
throw it in there.
look-
Don't ask for my permission.
Well, I
just
am.
get in there and
Well,
get dirty.
I desperately want your permission. You guys, this movie is destroying you, and it's only been 16 goes, but about halfway through, you guys for the listeners, Tim, we watched this movie is so long, and I really I listened to the podcast, and I feel like it's very hard to communicate how long this movie is. It feels like it will never end. And at about an hour and a half, Tim had fallen up, toppled over like some sort of skyscraper, and Guy was trying to play my guitar without ever having played a guitar in his life. Some just like compulsion
Haven't had one lesson.
made him pick up a guitar and try to sing an Everclear song. So like this movie is destroying these boys, and I really feel for them.
But hey, as we said positively at one point, only 10 more views until you're halfway.
Yeah.
Well, God, isn't that a milestone that we're knocking on the door of?
Isn't the light in the tunnel devastatingly tricksy and deceptive?
Here's something I'd like
There's
to
a poorly lit tunnel.
You can
inject
Isn't it dark in the
To
tunnel?
the point of the tunnel, there's like fish that make their own bioluminescence, and they look like the end of the tunnel.
Those are the
But
depths.
they're not the end of the tunnel.
They're air-breathing, bioluminescent fish.
Now, the first question is, we like to
This is not the first question.
we like to say, we like to ask, we like to explore. What was your favourite bit of the movie? We call this the shining light. Speaking of bioluminescence.
I remember I laughed.
Okay. So maybe Guy and I will kick off, and you guys can
Full
think
of
about a part of the
nostalgia
movie
and
that you
whimsy.
enjoyed.
Yeah.
No way, I'd like these guys to go first. They get the whole spectrum of the movie to choose from.
Really throwing our guests under the bus. I like where you're coming from,
I
Guy.
think I'm throwing them
I
under
like
the
it.
bus. They get to choose from any moment in the movie.
Even though it...
Joseph Moore, would you like to start?
Yeah, okay. Even though it ultimately resulted in one of the low points of the movie,
Yes.
I just like the concept of a karaoke bar with backup dancers. I think as a karaoke patron, wouldn't it be fun to have backup dancers while you perform karaoke?
Punctuating your jaw-dropping performance.
Yeah. So
Not
and
wrong.
they go to a place where this exists solely, I think, so that there's a feasible reason for the girls to have backup dancers when they do a frankly embarrassing performance of I Am Woman. But up until then, they've like kind of created this business. I'm like, yeah. And so there was a moment where I go, oh, I'd like to go to that place.
Although I did notice
That was the 1 second in which I was happy.
The 1 second in which it triggered your brain to think, I wish more karaoke bars had backup dancers.
Yeah.
That is your joyous takeaway from Sex and the City 2.
That's the moment I felt most at peace.
the guy who we open on, who I thought for a long time was singing a Boston song. Turns out he wasn't. He doesn't have any backup dancers though.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does,
They're
yeah.
above
Oh,
him.
does he?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So
Then
that's
I
why
take it
it's
all
so
back.
unconventional because they're not backing up in the traditional sense. They're
We're on a
above.
different plane. Next, Sampson, does anything come to mind when I say to you, shining light, favorite bit of the movie? Gobble up that mic.
I feel like my favorite bit of the movie was when Carrie called Big to tell him that she'd kissed what's his face?
Aiden.
Apologies.
Don't apologize.
I'm
It shows
apologizing.
yourself to be
I'm
weak.
desperate to apologize to you.
Privilege and forgiveness.
Let me apologize.
Not privilege. What's the word? Permission. Permission and forgiveness.
Keep going, Nick Sampson.
Nick
Keep going.
Sampson.
Dig deeper.
I want
Man,
permission and forgiveness.
Carrie has rung up our favourite
I always
fuckbot
ask
from
for
the government.
forgiveness
Big.
and always ask for permission. Was when she rings up Mr. Big and tells him that she's kissed him, and we're back in New York briefly. And because it took so long to get to New York, it took about an hour. And then I was so excited to go to Abu Dhabi. And as soon as we got there, I realized, I was like, no, we have to go back. It was a mistake to go here. So just that brief glimpse of like the cityscape, maybe
Of Abu Dhabi?
no, of New York, of Mr. Big
during
just
the
being
phone
like
call when we flashed
sad,
back to him.
sad in his
Cut
glass
to-
tower,
Cut to JJ Big, the
Just
United States
staring
military's
sadly
greatest
out of
fuckbot.
skyscraper. I just felt like, oh man, this was a huge mistake. Ever leaving the comfort of New York.
So getting a flash of Big in his big soulless office was your shining light of the movie.
Yeah.
God damn it, that is bleak. Okay, well, I'll tell you mine. My shining light of the movie this time, and I think I've actually enjoyed him a lot of times, but I've never remembered enough to bring it up, is Miranda's misogynist boss, Tom. He's amazing. I love him. He shuts her down so, like, succinctly with he doesn't even say words. He just throws a hand out. He's like, talk to the hand. Boom. Chucks it out there in the meeting. Tom is a legend.
What got you about Tom this week?
He's just so authoritative and really installs himself as the voice you want to listen to in the room. He seems like he's got a lot of good ideas. And that's how he got to be partner at that firm. You know what I mean? He's a man who you trust. He's the man who you go to with problems, and he gets them fucking solved. He's the kind of guy who, like, if I accidentally killed a stripper, I'd be like, Tom, bro, some shit has happened in Las Vegas.
Very particular kind of guy.
No, but I'm just saying, if it was a bad problem, Tom could solve it. He's not the kind of guy who'd freak out on me and be like, oh, I've got to call the police now because I'm obligated because you've committed a crime and murdered someone. He'd be like, we're going to get ourselves some acid. I know a chemistry high school teacher. We're going hydrochloric on it. We're going to dissolve the body, and no one will ever know that this has happened. He is a problem solver. And he's painted as a villain in this movie. I don't appreciate it, but in the brief moments we have with him in the movie, I enjoy him.
I genuinely think this movie is making you lose your mind.
You always say that.
You're thinking dangerous thoughts.
No, I'm just saying. I'm not saying I'm killing a hooker. I'm just saying if I did, I'd want to go to Tom.
Be like Mike Tyson way of framing things.
We don't need
not
to
Mike
bring
Tyson.
real people into this
What's
scenario.
his name? Other guy. Damn it, I fucked that up.
Are you talking about old the guy who Manny
Robert
Pacquiao
Durst.
fought?
Sorry, no, I'm talking about bloody murderer NFL player.
O.J. Simpson.
Yeah, I called him.
Sure doesn't sound
You're
like
getting,
it.
I don't think Mike
O.J.
Tyson's
Simpson
going to take
confused
kindly
with
to
Mike
you
Tyson.
mixing him up.
Well, the hilarity is you
I-
tried to slam me, and you've actually revealed yourself for being a massive racist
No,
who
I
can't
know, now I
distinguish
feel
between
awful.
black people. So shame on you,
I
Joseph
could
Moore.
have
Let
just
me say
owned
that
my. I
name
could have just
again.
hid by him. I'm just
Joseph Moore.
I'm just trying to be the truest me I can be.
God, that's a terrible defense. Guys,
a
pick
very
up the
weak
ball
line of
and let's roll in with a shining light from you.
Just want people to accept me for all of my character flaws, including my rampant racism.
That's what I heard too.
No.
That's what I heard coming through.
So you gotta be true to yourself, even if society.
What a career blow this
says
podcast
says
has
it's
turned out to
wrong.
be.
Hit it and quit it, Guy Montgomery. What's
Oh.
going on?
My shining light in Sex and the City 2.
You've got nothing. Look at those cold dead eyes.
the most
filled with whiskey.
most transparent witness who starts answering the question by re-saying the question in a different order. Sex in the City 2.
Jesus Christ, you are burning daylight on us, Montgomery. All right, while you think of that, Joseph Moore, I'm going to throw it back to you.
You're running a very efficient, insane conversation here.
There was a man in this film
Okay.
named Coffee Guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
We know Coffee Guy.
I
we
saw
love
him.
Coffee Guy. We're familiar with Coffee Guy. The question is...
Hold it up, dude.
One,
Who's
two,
that
three, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
What's he
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
doing? What's he up to?
Where's
he up to?
Where's he going? Where's he going? Where's he up to? That's the
close.
question. What's this dude? What's he all about? Where's he off to? What's he doing?
That's got to be over to the floor. Can't just put that on Josie. You got to.
Sorry, Joseph Moore, Nick Sampson. What's he doing? Where's he off to?
well, I felt like after this. By the way, you guys built this guy up a lot, and he did not disappoint.
Excellent.
He drank a lot of coffee in
Yeah.
a very short amount of time, as promised, and then he left very quickly. And I couldn't help but notice that a waiter came in very shortly after he leaves, clears his plate immediately, and I'm wondering, did this waiter take the coffee cup back into the kitchen and then go, oh, no, this coffee was not meant for this man. This was a prototype coffee,
Oh my God.
not yet ready for store consumption. He has drunken this coffee. What is the effects of this? I must
He goes
find this
home.
man.
He goes home. He passes out. He wakes up. He looks in the mirror.
Oh.
His arms seem stronger. He
He's
takes off his
more
top. Is
tanned?
that?
What
Yeah, that's
He
weird.
didn't have abs. He's just a regular old coffee drinker.
Yeah, really coffee drinking. Hold on. He's suddenly got all this energy. He can't sleep. He never sleeps again. He is Coffee Guy.
He's
the
got
latest.
the energy of a guy who's drunk 3 coffees, but all the time.
That's right.
He doesn't need another coffee. But if you give it to him, it'll be like he's had 4 coffees.
He spurts steamed milk out of his wrists.
Yeah. He's got sugar
He's got it.
Packets of sugar
in his pockets.
In his butt.
In his butt pockets. He's got sugar in his butt pockets and he's spitting steam out his wrist. Going, Montgomery, what do you make of that? Do you love it?
He's
Do
running.
you got to have it?
Suddenly
Do you
there's
gotta
a
get
new
this action figure?
suddenly there's a new hero in town. Oh, people are mugging people.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Coffee Man's coming along, being
I
a bit
get it.
pushy about it.
Because it's
Hey.
a mug.
Coffee. Great joke.
A mug is mugging someone.
Yeah.
That is brilliant.
And here's the crazy thing. It turns out that it's a Harry Potter mashup universe where muggles are mugging mugs. And only one man can save them all. It's Coffee Guy. He's on the scene. He's steaming mad at crime. He's off there with his wrists spurting hot milk into people's eyes, which is actually, when you think about it, pretty fucking hardcore. It seems like a pretty low-level superpower until you analyze the fact that he's got someone in a goddamn headlock and he is spurting something that is above 100 degrees into their goddamn eyeballs. That is going to burn them irrevocably.
Yeah.
They've got no
peel
sight.
the flesh right off their face.
Which is how Mr. Big became black and white sighted. That's what the colourblind people are calling themselves.
And credits roll. Everyone's leaving, not us. We know to stay in the cinema. That's right. After the credits of Coffee Guy, it's a little sneak preview of the next big character.
Walk me through it.
We open on a big table, a table covered in cakes.
Yes.
That's right. The gals have ordered too many cakes again for breakfast. There's pastries, there's muffins, there's every sort of continental breakfast you could want. They don't eat them. They leave. What happens? Of course, you know what happens. All the cakes merge together
Oh my
to
God.
form a humanoid continental man.
Continental Man. Da, da,
Boom,
da,
coming
da.
soon. It's not coming out for a whole year, but it's going to exist in the same universe.
They buried the teaser trailer at the end of Coffee Man.
Yeah. For continental.
Is that Indiana Jones?
No, it's the A-Team theme.
What's Indiana Jones?
Actually, the A-Team the A-Team provide a character for the next spin-off, Mr. T.
Fantastic. Hey, look, Montgomery, I feel
Mr.
like
T, Mr. Coffee Man, and Continental Man
it
are
all comes back.
all going to form up together.
That's what we call the worst idea of all time, Fuckwit Universe, Chapter 1.
They're going to be the new breakfast menu at IHOP.
Now, Guy, I feel like
The
we've bought
fucking new
you
breakfast characters.
plenty of time to think of a shining light, so let's hit it
Bogus.
straight off the
Throw
bat.
me into an immersive experience.
Do you know what? Some people accuse me of throwing you under the bus. I saw the bus coming, grabbed you by the goddamn collar, moved you out of the way, put something else in its way, and put you back in the right path, and you're still complaining.
You're driving the bus, and it just feels like the bus is chasing me.
I resent the accusation, and I want you to get on with your goddamn duties as someone who watches Sex and the City 2 every week and provide a goddamn shining light. As if you didn't see it coming. As if you don't know this happens every week. Just put it out there.
And
You're failing.
you are like an angry person.
Had a lot of whiskey.
In my professional opinion, as an esteemed reviewer of Sex and the City 2, which I do on a weekly basis.
Yes.
And it is a process I enjoy. What I most enjoy when I share
You're
my
a nightmare.
process
You're a bloody nightmare.
is the
and you're a
brevity
slacker.
and efficiency with which I do it.
Oh, man. Are you outraged, Nick Sampson?
Yeah, I want you to
Yeah, I'm fucking outraged.
just get to the fucking point, man.
Do you guys have shining lights?
Yeah, we talked at length about them, and they were great.
Oh, yeah.
They were ones for the
That's what I'm
books.
talking about. You're a crazy bus driver.
Don't you put this on me. What's your shining light?
My shining light. Fucking hell. It just all blurs into a horrible memory.
You're such a piece of shit, Montgomery. You really are.
It's just one long, ongoing disappointment. My shining light is that Mr. Big's coffee cup is never full. There's never coffee in the cup.
You enjoyed that.
It's all an illusion. It's insane. what
Something
he's
they got
doing.
wrong in the movie is your shining light.
No. My shining light is that I guess. I just like Mr. Big and his coffee cup props.
Do you know what I like?
You like me.
Nope. The opposite.
What do I mean to do with that?
We can go. Who you?
What a negative note to wrap up on.
We need these guys to pitch the movie to us.
Oh, God, that's got to be quick. All right. You guys have got to... So, Guy Montgomery and I are movie executives. We greenlight projects, we get shit done and funded.
Yeah.
You two have walked into our office
Oh.
to pitch us this movie and so we can fund it. Gentlemen and gentlemen, hand over your pitch.
Okay. I was just walking.
First of all, hi. Nice
Hi.
to meet you.
Hi.
No, well, I haven't got time for
Very
this.
bad start.
We've met before. We worked on a project
Yeah,
last
my name's
summer.
Tim.
Yeah, Joseph.
I don't
know.
remember
with a lot
you.
of
Yeah.
people.
Oh,
So
right.
I'm very important.
Okay.
So is Guy Montgomery.
Well, hi, Tim and Guy. My name's Nick, and you all know Joseph.
Yeah, from
It's a
last
nice
from
life
that
story,
last-
mate.
I
from
hate
last
to get on
year.
with
From
it.
last summer, we
Alright,
worked on a
okay,
project.
Don't fuck this up. Fuck this up.
All right.
Don't go back to New Zealand.
What?
Never go back. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
So I
Hey.
was just walking here, and I passed a store with a bunch of televisions in the window, and on the televisions was a show about some women. And
you mean you thought of this pitch on the way here
that's
to the
correct.
meeting?
By the
I
time,
like it.
in the time, and the amount of time it took me to like walk the entire length of the TV store, I got the gist of the show. And while I was walking, I also I passed. The next shop was actually a travel agency, which had a picture of the Middle East. And so I don't know.
And then we passed a candy store selling Reese's Pieces.
Yeah.
We are
And then I hit my head pretty hard.
very important executives,
So-
and you're
okay,
telling
okay.
us
You don't need to know all this.
Yeah,
you don't
yeah,
need to know.
yeah.
I'm probably
running out of time.
This is probably
Okay,
undermining my pitch. If
Picture
anything.
this. Picture this. The drums and pianos combine. It's Jay-Z's Empire State of Mind. Where are we? We're in New York, but not
But
New
not
York.
for
is
long.
Not New York.
But for a while.
But then we get on a plane.
Okay,
But
I like it
after
so
a
far.
while.
Yes.
We're not there for. Then we go to Abu Dhabi.
Oh, a bold move.
also hard to follow.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way,
Don't worry about
don't worry.
that.
We're not going to be respectful. You've got Joseph Moore on the
Do you like
project.
Sobu
known for his
noodles?
racism.
That does make me feel confident about getting that racist dollar.
I always thought Joseph Moore was known for his very even-handed liberal defense of everyone.
Normally, sometimes he confuses controversial athletes.
I see.
Anyway,
So I've got women, I've got television.
Can I do my own pitch? I don't necessarily want to be associated with him if he's
I
going to be
think so.
keep
You guys
continue
have
to be
come in-
racist.
As a duo, I'm very confused by the pitch.
no, you're going to need this racism in the film. The film won't work if they don't make just offhanded comments
right. If we're
about
gonna-
about
if we-
women and minorities.
Well,
and
my
if-
place has New York and Abu Dhabi. It's got two settings, and we spend as much time in one as we do in the other, which is an indeterminable, never-ending amount of time.
Here's what I'm going to do. I like elements of what you both have said.
I need this man.
I'm throwing you together
I need this
as a
job.
directing team.
Dude.
I'm giving you no money, but I will
Dude,
give
I've
you a
been
production
in
company.
LA. I've been in LA 3 years, man. I mortgaged my house back in New Zealand for this. I need this. This
You get a production company.
This
you don't
is
get money.
this
It's
is.
done. It's done.
I
We're
live
done.
in a dry cleaners.
Go big grills on it. I don't care.
I'll do this on a budget.
I get
I will
Tim,
actively.
Tim, I've got
I will
kids.
be actively trying to sabotage this project
Uh,
every step of the
I,
way.
I just got
anticipate
Lauren.
the challenge.
I just
I
got
can't
Lauren
wait.
into a good school, man. And if I can't get the
I
bills
do
in,
not
she's
care
out.
for your personal problems. I do not care for either of your ideas.
I appreciate that. And
Yeah,
I appreciate
oh,
your
no.
honesty.
My esteemed colleague and friend has greenlit this project.
Okay, so
I would just like you to know I will do anything I can to make this.
I
as
look forward to
difficult
this.
as
Sounds like a
possible
really
for
good
both of
challenge.
you.
well, to be honest, it sounds like all four of us are at odds, which is how I like to get movies made. So I invite you to the challenge. I would like to say good luck to you, gentlemen, and I would like to say thank you very much
Should
for
we
listening.
hands in the middle?
Let's do it. Go Ducks on 4.
Hands in the middle.
Let's all spit on our hands first before we shake on making this
Cut
movie.
them.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Get in
cut
there.
them.
Go Ducks on 4. Here we go. One,
One,
two,
two,
three,
three.
four. Go
Ducks
Ducks.
on 4.
Good enough. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to The Worst Idea of All Time. These guys' podcast is Cheap Tuesday. Please check it out. Starring Nick Sampson and Joseph Moore, renowned for his tolerance of all people, all shapes and sizes.
Follow
man.
them on Twitter at hotmail.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are at hotmail.com.
I was until not long ago still at hotmail.com.
He was.
God, we've been making that as a joke, Sampson. Join the 21st century for
I'm
Christ's
trying, but they won't let me in.
All right, we're wrapping it up. Ladies and gents, we just watched Sex and the City 2 for the 16th time. We hope you join you for... We'll be back for 17. Maybe you won't. I don't know. We're all a little hammered. It's quite late at night. Catch you around. See you, kids. You want to say anything, Guy?
No.
It's the worst idea of all time. It's the worst idea of all time. It's the worst idea of